writing task, yes?
Yeah.
So let's check them. Okay, I should do this first.
Last week, my brother-in-law comes to our house and, you know, has caused some trouble for my homework. I couldn't
Ah,
handle much more writing.
your brother-in-law or your nephew?
That's brother-in-law means damadımız.
So what kind of problem that person can have on your writing?
When he comes, I cannot study because I
Ah,
have to be
yes. Yeah,
in.
it's another thing, yeah. Okay, do you have my screen?
Yes.
These are the writings we were checking last session. We should start from this part.
Oh, also, this is the last session we had.
Mhm. Yes. Okay, let's read and again, then we will manage the side. Write a letter to the information officer at the tape information office asking for information about the about what? Preparation. I can't read this part.
Information officer at the tape information office asking for information about the territory preparation certificate.
Mm.
Tertiary. Tertiary.
Tertiary preparation certificate. Describe your educational background and your reasons for wanting to do the course. Okay, go on.
Dear Sir, or Dear Sir Madam, I'm writing this letter to know about the tertiary preparation certificate. I would like to enroll book in this course as a part-time student in 2021. I graduated from university 10 years ago. Since then, I have worked as a customer service. In general, it is completely different from the field of handicrafts that I have studied. However, in order to advance any further in my career into a managerial position, I will need to do some further study, such as marketing or business course. Because I have not any studies about business or marketing, I believe I should complete the TPC before everything. Could you please send me the information related to this course and tell me the registration date to enroll in the tertiary preparation certificate? Yours truly, James at Alpha.
Perfect. I have not any. No, I don't have.
Oh. What's the grammar about that?
Okay.
Don't.
Good question. Good question. I teach English. I have the car. I have had this car for 3 years. I teach English, make it negative.
I teach English. I I don't teach English.
Mhm. I have a car. It
I
is
don't.
exactly like this. Verb, subject, verb. Here again, I don't have a car. But when you say I have had, this is your main verb. So this is your subject, like this one. This is your verb. But what is this? This is the auxiliary verb. When you have the auxiliary, you should say don't. Sorry, not don't. You should say have not. You should add this not to your auxiliary. But here we don't have the auxiliary. We need to add the auxiliary like do and then not. So when it is the simple present, simple present. In simple present, we should write don't or doesn't. When it is present perfect, because you have or has, you simply need to add not, then your PP verb. This is the grammar. So when you say I have a car, this is the simple present tense. And if you want to make it negative, you need to add simply do not to it. But when you say I have had, here have is your auxiliary verb and had is your main verb. So you need to add not to your auxiliary. As you see here, I have not, we don't have not what? You need the PP. So because you don't have the PP, this is not have not, this is don't have. That is simple
If I
present.
say I have, sorry, I have not studied any, for example.
Yes. Yeah, it is correct. It is correct. But here it is, you say studies. It is a noun. So yes, I have not studied is perfect. In your writing, I didn't see any serious problems. Very good writing. Book and enroll are different. Here, enroll is better, means register. Book means reserve. But again, you can use it, no problem for a course. I had a problem here. However, in order to advance any further in my career into a managerial position, I will, here you need a comma. I will need to do some further studies or study, such as marketing or business overseas. That's correct now. I see this writing as 7. This writing was perfect.
Really?
Yeah, it was perfect. It was perfect. You successfully passed a job interview. You are expecting to start on November the 15th. Today is 14, tomorrow. But you will need the, you will not be available at that day. God damn you then. Write a letter to your new boss, explaining your situation, expressing your concern and suggesting solution. Dear sir or madam, my name is Tom Malton, and I have recently applied by your company. Applied by no.
Applied by your company through interview last week.
Applied for your company through an interview we had last week. I was expected to start my job on November the 15th as agreed. And I'm writing because unfortunately, comma, I will not be able to present, to be present, this adjective, on that date. As I mentioned during the interview, I wrote for a
Work.
company
I
and
work.
huh?
I I work.
I
I
work. I work for a company, and even though I informed them about my reason resigning, about my resign, because after preposition use ing form, they demanded me to stay there for an extra week to finish their project that will have finished by Friday. Will have finished by tomorrow. خب which'ten استفاده edeyim? I do not have just any choice. Düz yazmışsınız. I do not have any choice. Also, I can send the proof from my CEO to show they did not allow me to leave this company. I really apologize for the inconvenience and expect it not to affect our relationship. Should I present any other form of proof or talk to someone else at the company? Please let me know your sincere feeling. Hakkınız olsun, bunlar silin. Təmiz yaz.
Elə o günləmə deyilib, haqqın yox idi, siləsə almamışsın.
Adət elərsiniz, elə bu cürsi yazarsınız imtahanda da. Buna bir nömrə çıxarda bilərsən. Çox şirin. 7'lik writing ilə 6, 6 ilə 5. Həttəmən haqqınız olsun ki, bunlar. Bu writing üzrə bu writingi çox fərqlidirlər. Yəni bu cür həftə idi. Bu məsələn, mən özüm istəyirəsəm 5 verirəm və irfaqla 5 verərlər biləcəm. Bu çox zəbanı çox sadə bir zəbandır. Xب baxın gör niyə bu writing üz 7 parəri və bu writing üz məsələn 5 parə. İkisini müqayisə edərsə kamilən əl-üzə gələr ki, xب burada neynəmişəm ki, bu məsələn gəlirdi 5, orada gəlirdi məsələn 7. İllətlərini axtarırsınız, tapsız, biləsiniz ki, istəyili writing üz gəlmədir olar. Baxın, burada elə məsələn zehnimizdə nə var deyirik. My name is Tom Alton and I have recently applied for your company through interview. Last week I was expected to start my job on November the 15th as agreed, and I'm writing because unfortunately I will not be able to present on that day. Rəy sizə yazırsınız. Səy edin sizə qəhvi bir writingi olsun, ha? Qəhvi writing yazın. Burada bir şey varımdır ki mən. Burada İtalya'ya adalar.
İtalya'ya da yazabilirsiniz mi ya?
Böyle?
İtalya'ya da yazabilirsiniz usta.
Yox, e-maillərim İtalyancada, buradan translate vururam. Gətirə biləm. Bu da payınnaməmiz idi, ha, öldürürdü biləmiz.
Ya usta 110'dan 110.
110 loda almışam mən. Bu ki yazıb kam laude, yəni 110 lodadır. Bir nömrədə 110-dan çoxdur.
Təbrik edirəm, Allah keyfiniz sazdı büyüyün.
Ha, başladı lan. Axı da yorğunluq çıxdı canımdan. Yaşa, çox sağ ol. Xب مثلا baxın, Dear Professor Cotticelli, hereby I would like to express my deepest thankfulness and gratitude for whatever you did supervising my final thesis. Çünki بعد از اینکه nömrəm gəlibdi, ustada bir də thank you letter deyərlər buna yazmışım. I'm aware of how much effort and support you devoted to managing my work. Words are not enough to describe how much thankful and grateful I am. I'm hopeful to have further opportunities to be honored being your student in my further studies. I thank you again and again for everything you did in leading this journey of mine. Çünki bir də thank you letter yazmışam, qudrət müşəxxəsdir içində, qəhvi bir writing-dir, ha? İstihadınızı gətirəsiz, bitibdə yazarsınız ki, tərəf ki, oxuyur. Baxın, əvvəlki nameyi ki yazmışsınız, çox gözəl idi. Mən çox söydüm. Kamilən şəffafdır hər zad içində. I'm writing this letter to know about the tertiary preparation certificate. I would like to enroll in this course as a part-time student in 2021. Kamilən müşəxəsdir və gözəldir. I graduated from university 10 years ago. Since then, I have worked as a customer service. مثلا agent. Customer service agent. خود customer service چه olmaz. In general, it is completely in general, it is completely different from the field of handicraft, that I have studied. نقطه. Baxın, gəlbəsində burada bunu describe edə. Məsələn, çox gözəldir writing-ünüz burada. However, təzad yaratmısınız. In order to advance any further in my career into a managerial position, çox gözəldir. I will need to do some further study, such as marketing or business course, because I did not study about business or marketing. I believe I should complete the TPC before everything else, huh? Could you please send me the information related to this course and tell me the registration date to enroll in the tertiary preparation certificate? Adamın sual. Alidir bu writing. Vaqəən gözəl writing idi. Müşəxəsdir kəsin. Mən də heç tutanmırdım ama çox gözəl. İndi həmanın qıbalında biraz sadədir. Sadədir istər. My name is Falan and I have recently applied for. Məsələn, desiniz ki,
Özü qarşı sözdə gəlmir, gördünüz.
Hələ gözü gəlmir. Dear sir or madam. Məsələn deyirəm. Bir də balaca cümlə yazıram ki, biraz da inspire eləsin. My name is Reza Heravi. And I am honored by getting an opportunity to cooperate with your company as I was hired by your company in the last employment interview and exams your company held. As I mentioned, I am among those individuals who were selected to start working in your company from the 15th of November. However, I faced a predicament, مثلا, which disabled me starting at that time. Bir zərrə style writing-i dəyişdim, ha. Eləyə bilərsiniz o bəqiyyəsindəki, məsələn, mən hələ işimdən çıxmamışam filan da yazarsınız. Bir zərrə style dəyişildi, bir zərrə lüğət izafələşdi bilərsiniz. Görürsünüz, my name is Heravi and I am honored by getting an opportunity to cooperate with your company as I was hired by your company in the last employment interview and exam your company held. As I mentioned, I am among those individuals who were selected to start work in your company from the 15th of November. I faced a predicament which disabled me starting my on time or on that time. Predicament'imi deyərəm, sonra deyərəm ki, solution da budur ki, məsələn, üçün yazıb suggest a solution. Xop. IELTS bir dənə namərd imtahanı yaşayacaqsan. O zaman ki, adam aparar oca, elə orada da gətirə çırpa yerə. Məsələn, çox namərd imtahandır. Xop. Mavzu. You recently stayed in a hotel in a large city. The weather was very unusual for the time of your
and the heating cooling system in the hotel was quite inadequate. Write to the manager of the hotel in your letter. Give details of what went wrong. Explain what you had to do to overcome the problem on that time. Say what action you would like the manager to take.
Okay, read it.
I am writing this letter in connection with my recent stay at Hilton in Ankara, Turkey. Unfortunately, despite the heating system, I spent 2 miserable nights at your hotel from April 26, 28, 2021.
Okay.
Is it right? 26, 28, 2021.
Yes, it is okay.
When I arrived in Ankara, there, sorry, there was a unexpected cold. I understand does not usually cold in April. However, when I got to my room, there was no heat. After complaining, the hotel hotel maid brought another heating system while it worked on at first. Then in the middle of the night, the heating system broke down. The hotel technician was not able to repair it. Eventually, I could not stand it, and the same night and the next night was horrible, and I was forced to wearing my coat to bed. I was shocked by this terrible service. It is not what anyone expects for such an expensive hotel. To compensate me for this tremendous inconvenience, I would like to refund my money and offer me more convenient stay to change my mind about your hotel. I know your hotel
Masaj da
is
istəyirsən, ha? Masaj, free masaj.
elə odur bir şeyler olacak.
Aha.
Dayan gelir. uh, yeah. My mind about your hotel. I know your hotel is one of the famous hotel, and I don't want to complain that situation to higher authority. I look forward to hiring from you as soon as possible. Your faithfully,
He-
Shah.
Hearing from me.
Here, yeah, here, here.
Hop, canı da bala hərfindən yazmısan. Öz adınızı yazın. Ayrı adam tərəfindən yazmayın. Müşkülü yox da, vəli xop öz adınızı yazın. Təhdid də eləmisən burada ki, indi gedərəm deyərəm, ha? Qəşəng, əlinizə gəlibdi namə yazmaq, görürsüz? Əlinizə gəlibdi. I'm writing this letter in connection with my recent stay at Hilton in Ankara, Turkey. Behterdir. Mən Hilton Oteli yazaram. Hilton Hotel. Unfortunately, despite the heating system, the multifunctionality heater in my room did not work very well. Despite having a heating system, the multifunctionary heater in my room did not work very well. I spent 2 miserable nights at your hotel from April 26 to 28, 2021. When I arrived in Ankara,
Here, here. It's iyi koymamış.
here was unexpected cold. There,
There, there.
there was unexpectedly cold. I understood it does not usually. I understand it does not usually. It is not usually.
Niye unexpectedly? Unexpectedly adverb olmur burada.
Adverb jack koyarsınız da. Mesela this unfortunately. There was cold. İndisi bir dənə adverb və xatirə bu cəhdiysiniz ki, bir dənə idə verəsiniz biləsinə. Mesela unfortunately I was unhappy. Baxın, burada niyə çizdirsiniz? Unfortunately.
Oldu.
I was late.
Oldu ölçümü nədir? Noun diyor.
Sifətdə. Sən bunlarla işimiz yoxdur ki, bura bırcıyıq bu biz. Biz cümləmizin əvvəlini eləyə bilər, bir dənə adverb gətirək, bir dənə mood verək cümləmizə. Mood. Xoş, baxın, unfortunately, I was late. I was late nə mənədir? Bu cümlədir. Late nə mənədir? Sifətdə. İndi bir dənə mood versə cümlədir. Mütəəssifanə mən deyir kərdi bunu. İndi unexpectedly, ha? Qeyri-müntəzirane it was cold. Xoş, cold sifətdə. Yəni, biz bu cümlənin işimizə biz mood verək bir dənə. Bu kolli bu saatlarımıza bir dənə mood izafələdirik. Bu mood adverb-la izafələşər. Amma
Gətirə bildik qoyaq it was unfortunately cold.
ayrıda. O bir qədəm bundan qabaqdaydı. Bu məsələn bu gəlir deyir, bu sadədir. İndi siz gətirsiniz, yerləşdirsiniz iki nəfərin arasına, istədi görmür də 5 dəqiqə. O qəşəngtər olur da, I think is. There was unexpectedly cold. Mən daha bir kəsə ayrı cür deyəcəm. Yəni, sifət istəyirəm, mən tozih, şiddət verəm. Qeydinə. However, when I got to my room, there was not heated. You're hot. After complaining, a hotel maid brought another heating system. While it worked, then in the middle of the night, the heating system broke down. The hotel technician was not able to repair it. Unfortunately, I could not stand it. And the same night at the next day was terrible. And then sonra cümləsi kamil olsa come on. And I was forced to to'dan sonra fe'l ayn çıxartma. My coat to bed. I was shocked by this terrible service. This is not what anyone expect. from such an expensive hotel. To compensate me, bu highlight elədim çünki mən bunu compensate oxuyurdum. Fasilə qoymayın kəlmələrin arasında. To compensate me for this tremendous inconvenience. Gözəl cümlədir, baxın. Bu çox gözəldir. Bilməm, özünküdür ya kopudur, vəli qəşəngdir. I would like to refund my money. Money'in iyi vardı. And offer me more convenient stay. Qəşəngdir. To change my mind about your hotel. I know your hotel is one of the famous hotels. And, come on, I do not want to complain that situation to higher authority. بهتر authorities yazacağım yazaq. I look forward to hearing from you as soon as possible. Yours faithfully. Yours yamanca yazaydım burada ne? Yours faithfully. Bir də comma qoyun bir dənə. Bak, yaxşıdır. 6.5-dədir ratinginiz. Mən 6.5 yazdım. İkisinin arasındadır. 6.5-ə çox təmayildir və xatir ki, biz elə buraları pıtdaşmışdı. Biz elə buralar pıtdaşmışdı.
Bir də orada elə o səhvədə var orada. Biraz üstündə. O dazla izin bir xülasə var, bir qrameri orada niyə mən daz yazmışam. O dəlil, o iz gələk ola, o gəlir.
Savadın yoxdur, ona görə daz yazmışsan da. Ona görə. Ayrı bir ləti yoxdur. Xoş, yaşayacağım. Bizim bir seri feillərimiz vardılar. Bunlar main verb'ıdılar ya auxiliary'diler. Bu əvvəl yadınızda saxlayın. Main verb'larımızın içində bir seri feillərimiz var, bir seri to be feillərimiz vardı. Auxiliary'lər daha çox müşəxxəsdilər, to be'dilər, bilmirəm, modalcılardılar. Have و has'dir. Bunlardılar da auxiliary feillər kömək edirlər. Məsələn siz I play football. I play football. İndi siz bu futbol play'i 12 dənə zamanda yaza bilərsiniz. Ki 3 dənə yerdə do o, does o, did lazımdır bilərsiniz mənfi olar. Bəqiyyəsinin hamısının feili köməkçisi vardı. Bu ki zamanı halı sadədədir, bu da gözəştəyi sadədədir. Bəqiyyə hər nə mənə oldu, bunun feili köməkçisi vardı. Feili to be nə vaxt istifadə olunar? Vaxtı deyirsiniz I am. İndi burada gələk bir dənə kompliment istifadə olunada. Bu kompliment edə bilər sifət olsun. Edə bilər bir dənə esm olsun əslən. Ya şoğlu olsun, hər nə olsun. Siz vaxtı deyirsiniz I am cold, yəni mən sərdəm həstən. Sifətdən qabaq həmişə feili to be-dən istifadə edərik. Feili to be. İndi siz təsəvvür bunu mənfi eləyəsiniz, feili to be var, auxiliary və not gətirəsiniz əslində. Hətta siz deyirsiniz I play football. Burada bizim feili köməkimiz yoxdur. Biz məcburuq gələk burada, deyək I feili köməki do-dan istifadə edək, not qoyaq biləsinə. So deyək play football. İndi bu he olsaydı, olardı he does not play football. Mən burada does-a ki baxıram, istəyəm does istifadə edəm, baxıram və bu da feilimə. Mən feilim harda gələr tapıbdır? Main verb-dir. Main verb olsa mən do o does-dan gələr və did-dən istifadə edəm, gözəşdə olsun. Mən feilim feili to be-dir, düzdür? Main verb-dir, vəli feili to be-dir. Feili to be özü not götürər. Bir dənə, I am cold, I am not cold. Auxiliary da ki, hamısı not götürər. İndi mən gələm sizin sağaqlarınıza. Sizin sağaqlarınızda yazmışsınız cold. Cold sifətdir. Biz bir ki sifətdən istifadə edirik, məcburuq to be feilindən istifadə edirik. Feili to be ki burada yazdıq, feili to be həmin istəyirik. Da not istəyir, lazım da mən bunlardan istifadə edirəm bilərsindən. Gəlirəm bir dənə yazıram ki, it is not, usually called it does not yazmır. Getirə bildim.
Tamam.
Qom bunu əhsən verim biləcə. Bunlar mənim səhər klaslarımda təravüş olar. Nəhayətdən sonra məndə hövsələ olmaz bibliyot olacaq verəm.
Ben de büyürəm səhəri götürürəm ustadlar.
Səhərlər çox hövsələliyəm. Nəhayətdən sonra deyirəm bə hamı hər zadı başarır, fəqət hədəflərimiz mən əziyyət eləsin nə bunlar soruşurlar. Mali xulya olur da, təbdir olur mali xulya. Xab. Writing-i ləzgə şəhd edər. Mövzu. Özünüz oxuyun da, mənə çox əziyyətə salır bu xətt düzü oxumaq. Özünüz oxuyun. You have received a letter
From your bank asking you to acknowledge a receipt of a new bank card. However, the card was missing from the envelope. Write a letter to the bank head office. In your letter, explain why you are writing. Express concern about the missing card. Ask them what they intended to do. Dear Sir, Madam, I'm writing to inform you that I received a letter from my bank today, which is supposed to contain my bank card. Unfortunately, there was there was no any card bank in the packet. No, düz ustad, no cah yazamam.
Oxuyun, axırda islah edəcəm. Oxuyun. Nə, eynidir. Düz yazmış.
This bank card is my main card for business. As you know, there is a lot of money in it, and now I am worried about my card has gone to the wrong person. What will happen if somebody has already used the card and spent my money? Will the bank responsible and pay back my money? I telephoned to the bank to explain the problem, but isn't anyone to responsible in the department. Uh, um, at or in the end, I want to know about it. Is it possible to cancel this card and send me new one with a separate secure member, so nobody else can use it? I would appreciate it if you cancel. That's extra. Type the same um, sentence with the extra other. In other words, I write it. If you cancel this card, which has been lost during post process, also if it is possible to send a password number separately, it would be secure and I will not worry about the losing card. I hope to hear from you soon. Your faithfully, James Morgan.
Okay. I tell you and you try to correct them. I'm writing to inform you that I received a letter from my bank today, which was supposed to, because you received is past, which was supposed to contain, okay, here you need a comma, and here you need to write a bank card, not card bank. There was not any bank card in the pocket. When you use I am, I said, when you have to be after to be, you should write adjective form. What is the adjective of worry? Worried. Again, here you should use past. There was not anyone, because you started with I telephoned to the bank, but there was not anyone to be responsible, because responsible again is adjective. After adjectives, you should write to be, like is, are, was, were, But when you have two, you can say two is. Rather than all of them, you should write to be. To be responsible. Yes? We have in the end and at the end of. At the end of something, in the end means finally. At the end of the month, at the end of the month, I was very ill, for example. At the end of the meeting, the boss gave some gifts, to us. But in the end, comma means finally, first, second, and in the end means finally. So in the end, it is possible to cancel the card. Is it possible to cancel the card and send me new one with a separate secure number so nobody else can use it? I would appreciate it. No, I would appreciate it if you cancel this card which has been lost during past process. Also, if it is possible to send password number separately, it would be secure and I will not worry about losing the card. شو failden qabatacağım. How do you from soon? سوز قشنگه 6 و نیم حتن داد رایتینگ و خب وقتید yorulmamışsınız. Az ya writing'den yorulsun ile belki de reading işliyor. I am okay with both.
Speaking betər həssasam ki, mən əslən düzdür, nömrəm həmişə speaking-də yuxarı o. Elə zatən elə speaking elə gedirəm, qəşəng yarım. Hamısından çox yazıram. Bəli, ki, nə ehsas edirəm, yeri var ki, adam. Gedə bir 7 yazadama sən.
Okay. آره بود چون 45 دقیقه رایتینگ işlerdi. Xanım nəzəmədə bəsdir də o. Ondan çox dəydimizə dəyməz. Writing checked 45 minutes speaking işlər. Okay, what is your full name?
Mənim yaşıram.
Də sucətim özümə gəlim də, çox bağışlayın bir saniyə. Okay, what is your full name?
My name is Yaşar Əhməd.
Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Tabriz, Iran, Tabriz.
Tabriz? No, I grew up in Tabriz, which is the one of the biggest cities in the northwest of my country, Iran. Tell me about your everyday routine.
You know, these days I've tried to, study English. So I didn't do. I don't. I've never. I've. How I can say. I haven't done anything, just I studied, but I used to work as a civil engineer.
I don't
Yes,
do anything but studying. I
I don't.
don't.
Yeah, I don't do anything, but just study. But I used to work as a civil engineer in Subway. Then I tried to be a civil engineer in building, uh, construction building.
Okay, what do you like about your daily routines and what do you dislike about your daily routine?
No, because these days, because of pandemic, I couldn't go to exercise because I love rock climbing and I'm a professional rock climber. But these days, I cannot. So this is bother me. But uh, if it gets better, the condition of the pandemic gets better, I will try it again to get to rock climbing.
Mhm. It is bother me? No, it bothers me.
After, after.
How did you used to spend your free time when you were a child?
I when I was a child, I used to be naughty, and I do I played football in the yard in front of our apartment.
Mhm.
So this is takes my whole day. In the summer, especially in the summer. Uh, but in the winter, I've tried to study, and because of my parents' pressure on me, I couldn't play football in the yard. But uh, it's I've tried to at least play football in the when I came back to home,
Mhm.
the little time after class.
Okay, just sometimes you make sentences, past sentences in present, and this is problematic. You should be careful about it. Where did you learn English?
Uh, I've tried several times in several institutes. For example, 15 years ago, I studied in Iran Language Institute. Then I interrupt for several years. Then I came back to study with Mr. Kayvan Heras, Dr. Kayvan Herasi. Then I start. Then after I finished the course with Mr. Herasi, I'll go to study with Mr. Shobiri, which is the professional teacher, and then after I imagine it is enough to study with a teacher. I stopped. Then I realized I have to study more, and I choose Mr. Heravi, Dr. Heravi, to study much more English. And I think my last teacher was one of the best teachers.
Ah, that is the kind of. Have you ever lived in an English-speaking country?
No, I've never been in a foreign country, but 2 years ago, before pandemic, I tried to go to a European country, but my cancellation caused a problem for me. Also, they couldn't refund my money, so I have a trouble with this.
Why did you learn English?
You know, I love learning English because it's essential for a 21st century. Also, I want to go in a first world country, and I love this type of country because you can earn much more money. And honestly, I love their culture.
And why are you taking the IELTS test?
That's a certificate. Everybody knows that, but that's my goal to go to Canada if it's possible. So this is necessary to go there. It's impossible without examination
It is one of the requirements of immigration.
requirements.
Uh, what skills do you find easiest to learn, and which ones do you find the hardest, and why?
In a IELTS examination, you mean?
Mhm.
Yes.
Well,
In IELTS examination, I imagine speaking is the easiest one for me, but reading section is the hardest one in this case. So I've tried to study. Also, some teachers in the YouTube channels. I love to watch YouTube. By the way, they said everybody should learn to study reading, read much more
mhm.
to get get better performance.
How will improving your English benefit your personality?
Uh, you know, in, English is also you can uh, if you don't want to go to foreign country, English is important. When you want to, for example, repair your PC, or you want to repair something that is completely, repair to your English knowledge, and you can easily understand the meaning of the error, and you can rapidly repair that. So that is beneficial also. But for me, uh, it's also very important things, because if I cannot go to foreign country, I love to travel to foreign country. If I couldn't go, if I can't immigrate in Canada, I love to travel. And if you want to communicate with other people around the world, you have to learn English to communicate.
Okay, Yashar, you talked out of topic completely. The question is the effect of learning English on your personality.
Oh, yeah,
Yes, not about repairing your laptop or something, your
yeah,
personality and learning. How
yeah.
learning, improving English benefit your personality?
Yeah, that's yeah, I understand you. That is, that is get you after you learn English, you get better confidence. You look smarter, and you imagine. For example, for me, I think I'm understand. Uh, I understand much more things than before, so I'm confidentially think about refer to you know better uh, mar-
Reference.
reference, better reference, and so that's make my personality. I'm confident. I'm confident after learning English.
Hmm. Hmm. Better. And when you learn another language, it is not just the words and grammar that you learn. You enter to a new world with new cultures, customs, rituals, and so on and so forth. So, by learning this language, you are not exempt from learning uh, culture, even partially. And that is something, when you find it interesting, you try to imitate it, you try to be like that. And I believe that it has happened to me as well. I don't know. I used to teach at a school, and most of the teachers told that English teachers are different. So the difference comes from knowing and having the knowledge about the different culture and different language. And I believe that this difference, I don't want to say better or worse, it is a difference. Toward some, and I can say that when we learn something that when we learn something when we don't know it or we don't like ours. So I think it is a benefit of learning the language. Okay, do you live in a house or in an apartment?
In an apartment with my parents. Also, we have another house. Sometimes when we want to sleep or study, we can go there. But my brother, little brother, because he want to study, for a physician, he completely surrounded there with the books, and we cannot go there. So. Uh, but we have an opportunity to go there after a year.
Okay. Talk about your apartment. What is your apartment like?
That's a huge apartment. And also we have a that's a four bedroom apartment with a huge bath, and I imagine that is not look like a different. That's not tiny for a 2 or 3%, and the energy consumption for heating or cooling uh, could be very much, and you have to be careful if you want to be in a with a small family lives there. Maybe it, it would be costly for you.
Yeah.
However, imagine that is good for us because I am coming from a big family.
Okay. Do you like where you live?
Absolutely not. Because I'm looking for Canada, which is very, stunning for me. And but Tabriz is not too bad.
We should talk about your apartment or your house.
Yeah, yeah, apart. For example, yeah, because my apartment, I live for a long time there. I have a close friend there. For example, I have a 20, 25 years old friend, and is it دوست
No,
25 ساله دارم. Yeah.
no. I have a 25 years old friend. Bir dostumun 25 yaşı vardı.
Yeah. نجرا diyebiliriz.
25-year-old length friendship.
Yeah,
I have a
I have a
25-year-old length friendship.
Yeah, I have a 25 year length friend. So that shows we have a close relationship with my and so I love my friends and I don't want to miss them. However, because of the economic problem, I want to change my location.
What do you like about your apartment?
That is huge, and also because of the big yard, we
Mhm.
can. I remember we played football there, and that is not how I can say. That is not too bad for stay there, and also in in front of my apartment we have a park, so we can get there and rest there. So that is
And what do you dislike about your apartment?
uh, you know some new neighbors comes there, and they are not too good as and they are not as good as my friends. So we don't know much more about them. So um, that should be the disgusting things about my uh, we don't know each other.
Can you describe your dream house?
My dream house, I love white in a house, and I love all the house painted with a light white color, uh, everything, even doors and even carpets should be white with a even yeah. And also I love a teeny tiny house just for study. Uh, so that is my dream house. I love it, and I want a pool in front of that with the palm trees, two palm trees. So with the I love a house with a huge windows. I love huge windows.
And I love a house full of girls, no matter where. This is
No,
my dream house. you know, my dream. I can't talk about my dreams. They are plus 18, and
not negotiable.
yeah, fortunately, my wife is not here to hear.
I
But
hope you're
this
right.
house, I should be frank. What is your job?
I'm a civil engineer, but these days I resign because I want to study. I don't want for a small money, for example, $250, $300, work hard. So I'm looking forward to study English to pass the IELTS examination. Then if I stay here for a year, I imagine that takes a year for immigration. Uh, I will work here for a year.
What is your favorite job?
Uh, I love to be a manager. That is my personality. I love to be a manager, but I don't want to be a boss. That is not my attitude toward the job. So I want to ease the job for laborers, and I love it. I want to see when laborers after work, uh, see laborers after work, they are happy and they are not get tired because of working. I love this method, and I want to, impact laborers' life with ease their life.
How did you become interested in the job that you used to do?
Could you repeat that? I couldn't catch you.
How did you become interested in the job that you used to do?
Because I love to temperature job, and I started to work. I study civil engineering. I knew that civil engineering is one of the, that's not a permanent job. That is temporary job. You have most of the time the civil engineer change their job. So I love this job. Then I started, because I love fast type of building. So I think the traditional way of building is wrong. And for example, I follow all the time Boxbell building type. So this is a new type of the building that is the house built in a 45 minutes. So that is my favorite house. I imagine in the future we need this type house, and that is also benefits people who they, for example, in a uh, earthquake, we need new house immediately. For example, in the winter, if it's happened, earthquake in the winter, if it's happened, maybe governments cannot do anything, and lots of people, we have lots of casualties there. So I imagine we have to build some these type things that is look like a car. The companies create a house, then they send it in your field, and you just open it in a few 45 minutes.
Mhm. How important is your job for other people?
Uh, you know, because I worked as a civil engineer in subway, I imagine these days gradually some people using to using to using to use how I can say they عادة الاستفادة ediyorlar.
They are used to using.
Yeah, they are used to using uh, this subway. So I imagine they are satisfied with this building type, this construction, and because that is cheap, and also you can go easily wherever you want without any traffic.
Mhm. Going to schools and studies. Did you go to state school or private one?
Uh, I I get I got state school because when I was a child, my parents, my especially my mother was teacher, and I study in my mother school when she was teacher there. So then after I study in a secondary school, I imagine it's easy to me to go state school because that's close to my house, and
Was
I prefer that.
that was close to my house.
Yeah, that was close to my house, and I preferred that. So
When did you graduate from university?
that is that goes around 10 years ago, 12 years ago, or 10 years ago. Um, you know, and I graduated from university. Just I studied for 3.5 years. I studied very rapidly to graduate from university. So
Did you like your major?
I love it. Uh, but also I love to be a dentist or lawyer because both of them also my favorite major. However, I love civil engineering because
What's your degree in civil engineering?
I couldn't catch you. Could you repeat?
What is your degree in civil engineering?
I'm a bachelor degree in
I
civil
am
engineering.
hol- I am holding my bachelor's degree. I am
I
hol-
am.
I am holding my bachelor's degree. Was it a difficult major to study?
Uh,
Was,
Sorry, am I right?
was it a difficult major to study?
It's not. It's not really. If you are good at math, it's very easy to study because it's not hard as, for example, electronic or mechanic. But it's not easy as look as, for example, architect to be an architect, or I don't know. Uh, but you have to be good at math. I I knew that about the civil engineering. You have to good with the
Why did you choose this to study this major?
Uh, as I mentioned before, I love temporary jobs. So I knew that before. For example, civil engineering is not a permanent job, and you have to change your position all the time. So I love it. I love temporary job. I don't like a 9 to 5 job for my rest life.
Can you talk about your university, what it was like?
My university, yeah. Uh, my university was, located in Tabriz, and I studied there. Uh, so that is a very, strict teacher. So that is very hard to pass the exam without knowledge. They understand every student how if you work, and have a knowledge, for example, about the civil engineering, they demand some extra work from you. So that is hard to study in my university. Also, my university surrounded with a huge park, so we can stay there, and sometimes with a camera, especially for civil engineering, and sometimes we measure all the university. That is sometimes that is mandatory, and our teacher pressure on us.
Can you give me a second? I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. I'm sorry, Yasha. I'm sorry. Okay. How will your studies help you with your future career?
It's essential for me. If you want to go to Canada or other foreign country, you have to study in your some field. I don't know. Every field is, your field is essential for hiring you from some country. And I imagine experience and your field is the most important things for you, for everybody, especially for me. If I want to go to foreign country, they want to your field with a related experience, right? At least for a year or two. Hopefully, I have 3 years experience, much more than 3 years experience in civil engineering, so I don't have any problem in this case.
Yes.
So
Mm-hmm. Uh, how many brothers and sisters do you have?
we are seven of us. So I have three brothers and one sister.
Uh-huh. So five. You have five children.
Yeah, we in my
Brother.
family we are seven of us, uh,
Mm-hmm.
and I have three brother and one sister. We
Brothers
are
and one.
yeah.
Good. So good family then. You have a lot of people at home.
Yeah, but these days, this looking at a small family, because
So your
one of my
grandparents left you.
Yeah, one of my brother lives in Turkey. Also, one of my brothers teacher in another city, and also my sister married with someone in Urumia. Also, my little brother lives in another house. So,
You live with your father and mother.
yeah, absolutely.
So you should marry and increase the number of the.
No, that is a wrong attitude.
No, it is the factory that should produce children. Believe me.
I don't want, repeat my father mistake again.
It's not a mistake. Your father was a brave man.
My father and my mother, both of them are single. Just they were a first child in their
Uh-huh,
family. Yeah,
uh-huh.
both of them just.
But Yasha, now I am about 40. I like to have children like Shrek. But, you know, one of them shouts there. As we go to keep that person silent, another one is inside the cupboard. Another
No,
one is looking down from the window and we run toward it. It's interesting.
at
Another
first you
finger
have
is
to.
in the TV and destroying the TV. Five or six children at the same time, it is great.
Yeah, I love it, but you have to offer what they want. You know, I
Okay, we will give them what they want, but they learn step by step that we are not going to give them anything. They should find themselves as our parents did for us.
I don't.
Imagine that you have six children, you put all of them on the back of your car, and you
I
fasten all of them with the seat belt, some of them shouting, crying, hitting each other. It is just, and you are a father with this much hair, uh, messy and very angry. You can't sleep. It is very funny. Very funny.
Yeah.
And
At the
after
first glance,
20
that's
years,
funny.
after 20 years, you have six children. All of them are smart, clever, and they get together and make big things. This is nice.
Yeah,
Thinking about if they are
ex-
20 gives you a lot of energy. But as a child, it's difficult. Yeah, take care of them.
I
No,
imagine
but
if child
yeah.
wants even fighter.
Again, no, I can't hear you, Yasha.
Hello.
I can't hear you. Say it again.
Yeah, yeah, I imagine if a child wants a fighter jet, even fighter jet, you have to offer him.
Why?
So you
Why?
know, I love to offer everything if I want to have a baby. Yeah,
No,
this is my attitude.
it is
This is my
wrong.
attitude.
No, in this case, you can't make your child independent. You should help your child to get that thing, not give it to him. I disagree with this attitude because I saw my father supported me emotionally, but not financially. All the time, he gave me some advice do this, don't do this. And I tried to be independent, and I am independent. I am independent. The reason is my father's support, but indirect support, not direct support. Can
You
I ask?
know,
Yeah.
yeah, if if I have a child, I want to go to stocks market, or go to the playing football.
Uh-huh.
So most of them are independent attitude, but you have to support them until they get a professional in their career. So I imagine until that time you have to teach them how to earn money. If
Mhm.
you teach them uh, spend money after 20 years, he can understand how to earn the money to spend that.
Mhm.
For
This is.
example, if you buy a car,
Mhm.
after he broke down the car, and maybe after my death, he have to find the money to buy another car. So you should pressure on their mind. I don't know how after also he learned some uh, professional, he get a professional career. He worked hard to get better condition also. So that's my opinion.
Mhm. Yes, you are right in this case. I believe that yes, we should support them, but not give them. When you say I have to, we have to give everything to them, I say no, I don't have to give anything to them. I just, yes, I just need to, they need to live with us, and I need to support them to wear something, to eat something, to grow up, both physically and mentally, for making that person or those people to be mature mentally. I should let them have right education. I should make them interested in reading books and sending them to different courses to be well equipped. And after that, it is the time for them to start working. What do you know? I know this, this, this, this, this. How did you learn it? My father sent me. This is my duty. But I don't know. I want a jet ski. I uh,
Yeah, yeah. For example, I teach my little brother when
Mhm.
he was just 3 years old to math. I love math that time, and I teach him a lot of things. My
Oh,
mother all the time blame me because she said, uh, why you teach him when he cannot understand you? I said he can understand, and when he was in a primary school, first primary school, suddenly everybody understand he's a smarter person. So, uh, for example, when he was in the first primary school, he can, I teach him, for example, integral for him, and now these days, for example, without any effort, he can get 100% for concours in a mass type. There is no doubt. I don't have any doubt about it. So all the time. Also, he get the talented student school. So because of my pressure to go there. So it is essential for me. I take lots of time for him. For example, one day when he was just 9 years old, he studied 9 books a day. He's very smarter than After I couldn't realize that how he can study these type of things. Now these days also, when he want to, for example, I had in a math, I have a math problem. I go him, and that is takes just, for example, uh, 10 seconds, 5 seconds to answer my question. So I imagine everybody should. Also, he can speak 8 languages in a house without any teacher.
wow.
He studied French in house, and after 3 months, he started to speak French fluently.
Incredible.
Yeah, because of that, I imagine everybody that's not a smart person. I started to, teach him something new, and the brain gets better and better. I imagine that's true about the people. Uh, Children have great mental
And
if
that
they
person,
exercise.
no, and that person has the attention span at that amount. That person is potentially capable of learning something.
Yeah.
There are, for example, I teach English to one of my relatives, and he looks like this. So, it cannot learn.
I
So,
imagine. for a year to 7 years person can learn much more things and grow their mental
Yeah.
muscle.
Yes.
So I that is
Brain
called.
is not muscle. Brain is not muscle, it is neurons.
Yeah, I knew that, but that is type. I want to show like a muscle because if you study much more, you get better knowledge and your brain get better and better. So you
Uh,
can learn better.
I disagree, Yashar, because I studied about it. You are right. Practice makes perfect because it shapes. Imagine that there are two neurons. This is one neuron and this is another neuron. Then there is a connection between these neurons. When you started teaching your brother, you started the first line. Then the more practice, this line becomes harder and harder until the time that it becomes very strong, and nothing can break it. This is shaping the neurons, or we say background knowledge. But what you said about the brain is like a muscle. The more practice, then your brain should get bigger. It is it was by mistake believed that in the past people who had bigger heads
No,
had
not
bigger
about
brain.
the figure.
I know what you
The
wanted to say.
exact
Yes,
connection between neurons.
yes,
That's
yes,
exact
exactly.
connection between neurons.
The earlier you shape it, the better that person will become. Yes, you are right. You are right.
Also, I pressure to my little brother to brush his teeth all the time.
Mhm.
So he has a great teeth now. He he hasn't any problem in teeth. Also,
Good brother.
every 6 months, I went with my little brother to psychologist, eye doctor. Also, my father said, "You who you are? Are you crazy? Every time you want, I spend much more time than everybody realize. One brother spend to other brother.
Ah, great. You are a very good brother.
Yes,
Lucky your
yes,
brother is lucky. Yeah.
yes. But uh,
Ah, that's
I imagine if somebody wants a child, they have to look forward to, how to care about his
their
child or
children. Yes, but it
also.
is not their duty. Again, I repeat that it is not their duty. The person who feels more responsibility can help their children to grow better and have better social starter in the future. Anyway, thank you, Yashar. It was very good. For next session, which is for Tuesday, we are going to work on your reading and speaking. Your speaking is very good. You just have frequent mistakes in past tenses. Just use them in present. Just be vigilant and careful about them, not to make this much mistake. It is welcome, no problem. But you can, by practice, you can, if you focus, you can forget
How
this
I
present
progress?
tension.
How
Huh?
I can progress?
I
I want to progress. I want to progress in this section. Get maybe this is easy to me to speak. So I want to, for example, 7.5 or 7.5 or 8.
okay. We should manage your speaking. First, let me. This was the first session we started speaking. Step by step, I will give you some hints to say like this, don't say like this, start like this, and end like this. The goal is not just speaking, it is managing your speaking. And I will let you know by next session how you are going to manage your speaking. Anyway, if you have any question or comments, I'm at your service. Otherwise, I need to say goodbye.
Yeah, just a moment. My brother-in-law's brother once I didn't know about him. He enthusiastic about Italy, and I sent to your his name is Amin, and he's a master degree in English. He's a
Mhm.
teacher. So he said I want to go to Cali, but he has a military problem. Military compulsory military. So I sent your number to him.
Mm-hmm.
And
Ask him to send me a message as soon as I can. I manage a kind of interview. We will talk with each other, and if needed, I will send our lawyer's phone number to him, and he can talk to him directly. But ask him to send me a message because most of the time I'm in the class and I cannot reply my phone, especially when it is the long talk. I can't spend time. So I will try to manage, and yes, I'm at your service. No problem.
thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. See you next session. Have a good time. Bye, Yasha.